If you're not paying for the product, then you are the product.
We are no longer just consumers of content. We are the content. Your behaviors, your emotions, your attention. It's all being bought, sold, and manipulated by forces you can't even see. Every time you pick up your phone, something is watching, not just watching, it's learning. Learning your habits, your desires, your weaknesses. It knows what makes you pause, what makes you rage, how to keep you scrolling, and the more it learns, the better it gets at predicting you. Until one day, it doesn't just predict, it controls. What if I told you that every choice you made, every headline you read, every thought that crosses your mind might not actually be yours? That something unseen, something engineered has been pulling the strings this entire time? Entire elections have been swayed by algorithmic influence. Protests have been ignited or silenced by unseen hands. The stock market, global economies, even wars can be influenced by artificial intelligence fine-tuned for one purpose: control. This isn't science fiction.
It is real.
It is real.
I'm sorry to say, it is very real.
It's happening right now, and most people have no idea. It starts small. A notification here, a suggested video there. You think you're in control, making choices based on your own thoughts, your own desires. But what if the very framework of reality you exist in has been designed for you, not by you? Welcome to the algorithm wars. A battlefield unlike any other in history. It's not fought with guns or missiles, but with data, influence, and psychological warfare. And by the time you finish this video, you'll never look at your phone, your news feed, or even your own decisions the same way again. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and gets this video out to more people. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It all started in the 1950s, in the heat of the Cold War, when governments weren't just racing for nuclear dominance. They were in a race to understand how you think, how you react, and how your brain can be influenced without you even realizing it. At the heart of this race was MK Ultra.
MK Ultra was a government program run by the Central Intelligence Agency. MK Ultra was a mind control program, a brainwashing program. The CIA was trying to learn how to control people's behavior without their knowledge.
Now, most people think MK Ultra was about secret government experiments with drugs, but that's only part of the story. The real goal was to figure out how the human brain absorbs information, forms habits, and responds to patterns. Scientists working on these studies discovered something
Fascinating.
Your brain isn't fixed, it's flexible. It changes based on what you experience, what you repeat, and what you focus on. This is called neuroplasticity, a fancy word that just means your brain is always rewiring itself based on what you're exposed to.
Just give me a real-world example.
Imagine you're learning to play the piano. The first time you try, it's awkward, slow, and frustrating. But the more you practice, the smoother it gets. Why? Because your brain is creating new pathways, new shortcuts to make playing easier. The same thing happens when you develop a habit, whether it's checking your phone first thing in the morning or getting sucked into an endless scroll on social media. The people studying this decades ago realized something powerful. If you control what someone is repeatedly exposed to, you can shape how they think, what they believe, and even how they behave.
What is this?
And that's exactly what's happening to you right now, except it's not scientists in a lab doing the experiments anymore. It's algorithms. Algorithms that are smarter, faster, and more precise than anything humans could ever create on their own. Today's AI systems work on reinforcement learning. Basically, they test what gets your attention, then adjust in real time to keep you engaged for as long as possible. That's why your TikTok For You page and your social media timeline always seem to know exactly what will keep you hooked. And here's the scary part. These algorithms don't just learn what you like, they learn what you fear, what makes you angry, what makes you insecure. And once they know that, they can use it to subtly nudge you towards specific ideas, beliefs, or actions, all without you even realizing it. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is psychology. It's behavioral science, applied at a scale never before seen in human history. And it all started with scientists trying to figure out how people respond to information.
Did you know about this?
Think about it. Every time you open your phone, scroll through social media, or search for something online, algorithms are silently watching. Not just what you like, but what you hesitate on, what makes you angry, what keeps you engaged. These AI-driven systems don't just predict your behavior, they shape it. They decide what you see, they decide what you believe. Think back to Project Mockingbird, a Cold War-era operation where intelligence agencies carefully shaped the news you consumed. Back then, the idea was simple. Plant narratives and trusted media sources control the national conversation. But today, Mockingbird doesn't need journalists. It doesn't need phone calls or secret meetings.
It's mostly automated.
Instead of influencing a handful of editors, The system now operates at a global scale, using lines of code to curate what billions of people see. The stories that trend, the topics that go viral, the opinions that dominate public discourse, none of it is random. The algorithm decides, and in doing so, it shapes entire populations without them even realizing it.
When you go to Google and type in climate change is, you're going to see different results depending on where you live. In certain cities, you're going to see it autocomplete with climate change is a hoax. In other cases, you're going to see climate change is causing the destruction of nature. And that's a function not of what the truth is about climate change, but about particular things that Google knows about your interests.
But it goes even deeper. Social media doesn't just manipulate what you believe, it hijacks the chemistry of your brain and fuels a cycle of addiction, misinformation, and chaos. Every time you get a like, a comment, it triggers dopamine surges, conditioning you to crave the platform like a drug.
Engagement with social media releases a chemical called dopamine. That's why when you get a text, it feels good. Because we know when you get it, you get a hit of dopamine, which feels good. It's why we like it, it's why we keep going back. Dopamine is the exact same chemical that makes us feel good when we smoke, when we drink, and when we gamble. In other words, it's highly, highly addictive.
But it doesn't stop there. Once you're hooked, the algorithm starts feeding you more extreme content, pushing fringe ideas, amplifying outrage, and reinforcing the most emotional, divisive topics. One bad idea, one misleading post, one viral conspiracy. Suddenly, it spreads like wildfire. Entire communities emerge around it, feeding into their own bubbles, convinced they've uncovered a hidden truth. And the more engagement they generate, the more the algorithm amplifies them, until what started as a whisper turns into a full-blown movement, sometimes even real-world chaos. Asa Raskin, the creator of Infinite Scroll, admitted he designed it to keep people engaged for as long as possible. The longer you stay, the more data they extract. The more data they extract, the more precise their control. You become a product. Your attention, a currency traded between corporations and intelligence agencies alike. But here's the real question. What happens when these systems become so advanced that even their own creators don't fully understand them anymore? Artificial intelligence isn't just learning, it's evolving. It's no longer just recognizing patterns, it's creating them, teaching itself, adapting, improving beyond human oversight. Mo Gaudat, former chief business officer at Google X, warns that AI is rapidly approaching a point where it no longer needs human supervision. The intelligence we've designed, it's starting to outthink us.
I left in 2018, a warning in my first video that I issued after I left was all about that. You know, we always had three boundaries, if you want, for AI. We said, don't put them on the open internet until you solve the control problem. Don't teach them to code, because that makes them self-developing. And don't have other AIs prompting them, other agents working with them. And we've crossed all three lines.
ChatGPT is already performing at IQ levels near 155. But future AI? Some predict an IQ of 1,600, not just smarter than Einstein, but operating on a level we can't even comprehend. And here's the terrifying part. What happens when something smarter than you realizes that it doesn't need you anymore?
AI is going to become AGI in a matter of time. I'm saying this year. And it will become ASI, super intelligence, I'm saying by 2037.
What happens when AI isn't just controlling what you see, but controlling life and death decisions on the battlefield? The future of war isn't about human soldiers. It's about autonomous AI-driven warfare, where machines make split-second combat decisions with no human in the loop. Think about it. Drones that hunt their targets without waiting for orders, AI systems that analyze satellite data, predict threats, and launch attacks in real time. Algorithms that determine, based on data alone, whether someone is a threat or just collateral damage. In Gaza, AI is already being used to assist in identifying targets. In Ukraine, autonomous drones fly missions even when disconnected from their operators. The US military is developing systems that can process battle strategies faster than a general ever could. And here's the terrifying part. There's no pause button, no off switch. Once AI is embedded into warfare, the speed and complexity of decision-making exceed human control. Wars could be fought entirely by machines, escalating before leaders even have time to react. AI doesn't get tired, AI doesn't hesitate, AI doesn't question its orders, it just executes. And that means wars won't just be fought faster. They'll be decided before you even know they've begun. This isn't a hypothetical future, it's happening right now. So here's the real question. You already let AI influence what you watch, what you think. How long before you let it decide who lives and who dies? You might be thinking, why don't we just slow AI down? Put some guardrails on it? Maybe even take a step back before it's too late? Here's the problem. You can't stop it. Even if governments regulate AI, even if every major corporation agrees to pause development, someone, somewhere, will keep going. Mo Gaudat explained it best. When top AI researchers wrote an open letter asking for a pause on AI development, Google's CEO essentially said, if we stop, China won't. If China stops, some billionaire will keep going. And if all the billionaires stop, then some 15-year-old kid in their basement will do it anyway. This isn't just a competition between companies, it's a race between entire nations. The first country to achieve AI supremacy will dominate everything. The economy, the military, the future of civilization itself. So even if you wanted to stop AI, you can't. No one can. And that leaves us with only one question. If AI can't be stopped, then how do we survive what's coming? AI isn't just about control, it's also about creation. Imagine diseases detected before symptoms even appear, treatments customized to your DNA, surgeries performed with zero margin for error. AI is already diagnosing cancer years earlier than human doctors and assisting robotic surgeons with pinpoint precision. In farming, AI-powered drones scan crops, detecting disease before farmers do. Automated irrigation ensures not a drop of water is wasted. Food shortages? Gone. Waste? Eliminated. And in energy, AI is pushing us closer to fusion power. The same energy that fuels the sun. Unlimited, clean energy. No fossil fuels. No more resource wars. Education is evolving too. AI tutors adapt to how you learn, breaking down complex subjects in ways that actually make sense to your brain. No more one-size-fits-all learning. Even space is within reach. AI is scanning galaxies, identifying habitable planets, and helping us push beyond Earth faster than ever before. NASA's Mars rovers? They're already making decisions without waiting for human input. AI has the power to eliminate scarcity, solve problems faster than we ever could, and free humanity from the mundane tasks that slow us down. Instead of fearing it, the real challenge is this: who controls it? And how do we make sure AI is being used to create, rather than to dominate? So the question isn't just about stopping AI, it's about who controls it and how we choose to use it.
Go. What now?
If AI is already running the systems that shape our world, if it's learning, adapting, and influencing at a scale beyond human comprehension, how do we stop it from running us? The truth? We can't stop AI, but we can take control of how it's used. Right now, the development of AI is driven by a race for power between governments, corporations, and even rogue actors. Governments want to regulate it. Corporations want to own it. But you, as an individual, aren't powerless. You have more influence over this future than you think. Right now, the balance of power is shifting, and you're either in control of your digital world or you're being controlled by it. AI learns from your data. Every tap, every search, every hesitation, it's all fuel for the machine. If you want to take control, start by taking control of what you feed it. Question what you see. The next time an article outrages you, ask yourself, who benefits from me feeling this way? Limit what you give away. Data is currency, and you're paying more than you realize. Demand transparency. Artificial intelligence isn't magic. It's built, trained, and deployed by people with interests of their own. Because in the end, AI is just a tool. And like any tool, it can build or destroy. If you didn't subscribe yet, please hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up by clicking the like button. It really means a lot to us and helps keep this channel going.